Okay, Ashley Westwood here with me in the studio. Marvio Anjos joining me from Rio de Janeiro. Marvio, I was actually at the Maracana in 2016 at the Olympics where Brazil beat Germany in the final on penalties. Neymar scored that winning penalty. I saw that outpouring of emotion that night, and I want to ask you that question. Does that 7-1 hammering still resonate in the minds of all the Brazil fans?
Yeah, this still resonates because it was something that we could never imagine. It's probably something that will never happen again, and everything it shaked the Brazilian football structures since then. We had you can if you look at the Brazilian league, most of the usual coach that we would have in our league, they were sacked. They are not being hired anymore because we're bringing out a new generation of coaches. There are more tactically experts. So
okay.
Everything has been taken since then. And now when we get back, I must tell you that right now everybody's thinking about, well, are we going to face Germany so soon? And the ghost comes back, you know. But this team is very confident. The work that has been done is very good. We have maybe the stronger pair of defenders that we ever had in the World Cup. We have considered the less number of goals in the previous 4 years of a World Cup. So. This is a moment that Brazil gets very, very confident and arrives very favorite to the World Cup.
Okay. Okay. Brazil always start favorites, Ashley, but it's interesting what he's saying because defensive solidity is what Coach Tite has built his team on. And as you were telling me, he's a man who's actually studied European formations and imparted that to his team.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know, he likes to set up solid, build from the back, have a solid foundation, knowing that the Brazilians have got flair, and if they can shore it up at the back, you know, keep it tight, they're always got a chance of scoring a goal. 9 times out of 10 they do score a goal, so if they can keep clean sheets, they're probably going to win games.
Okay, Marvio, before I let you go, I've just been handed the team sheet. It says Neymar starts. What was it about Neymar not being fit enough to start? You were trying to have a bit of a Mo Salah moment, were you?
No, Neymar will start.
He is starting. He is starting.
He's starting, yeah. Is that a question?
No, there was talk from the coach that he may not start.
No, he will start for sure. He's been playing a lot. He played the last 2 friendly matches. I don't believe that he will start on the bench.
Okay, Marvio, I can see you wearing your Brazil jersey. So hopefully you take it out, wave it around that office, and write some good headlines because we hope you start with a win. It's nice to have you cheerful around. And thank you for joining us from Brazil. Enjoy the game. Ashley, Neymar starts. How does that affect Switzerland's preparations? Because there was perhaps talk he may not start, and they would have taken that. But now he is. That front three, very dynamic, very talented. And Coutinho, Gabriel Jesus, WION, Neymar. This team can score a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think what they'll do is that they start with a 4-3-3, but you'll see that it'll be more like this kind of positions here. Obviously, Coutinho's in the side to make that final pass. But the big thing about the Brazilian setup, and what Neymar probably doesn't like, is the wide players. One's going to be WION on the right-hand side. Neymar, obviously, we do know will be on the left-hand side. But they have to adopt that kind of position when they defend to keep that solidity, to keep them nice and compact and nice and tight. So Neymar doesn't normally do a defensive job. Obviously, in attack, we know that Neymar will get himself forward into these kind of positions, obviously further up the field. But Coutinho's in that system because they want Coutinho to get on the ball first and foremost. And when Coutinho gets on that ball, he's then got to feed these runners. You'll see that Neymar and WION will make the runs, the out-to-in runs we call them. They operate in these kind of positions. But it's all right making these runs, it's who feeds them. And that's the reason Coutinho's in the side. He's in the side, but when those runs do happen, obviously further on up the pitch, towards the edge of the box, he can pick those telling passes out and he can really look for those runs. And they're the ones what I've mentioned, Neymar. The other flip side of that, the attacking perspective, is he likes to get the fullbacks really far forward, and you'll see the fullbacks flying up and down these all day long. Certainly with Marcelo on the left-hand side. Danilo on the right-hand side will do exactly the same. Not as much as Marcelo, but the flip side of that is the weakness as well. Neymar on the left, obviously making these advanced runs. Marcelo on the left making these runs. They can get caught out and they can be deceptible for a long ball in these kind of positions and find themselves with a little bit of space. So there's the two kind of dimensions with the attack and the defence of Brazil.
Okay, we've spoken about the attacking options with Coach Tite, but just quickly take you through the team sheets. This is the Brazilian team and we're going to have it on our screens. Alisson obviously starting in goal. Then you have Danilo, Thiago Silva, Miranda. This is the big choice. Marcelo, Paulinho, Coutinho, WION, Gabriel Jesus, and of course Neymar. Okay, this is the Brazilian side. We know what to get from them, but do the Swiss have it in them to actually make a dent? Could they look at some other templates and see perhaps how maybe Argentina were held by Iceland? Because a lot of people are surprised to know that Switzerland are actually ranked as high as 6th in the world.
Well, they've got Xhaka in the midfield, obviously from Arsenal, a very technical player, good at finding final passes as well. Not as dynamic in 1v1s as Coutinho, but certainly got an eye like him for that final pass. And he'll be, you know, the task of him will be to get the ball to Shaqiri. Shaqiri, we all remember the wonder goal he scored in the last World Cups. A fantastic player, technical, plays for Stoke in the Premiership, and he'll be the one that can try and create something out of nothing. So if they can get him the ball in and around 25 yards from the goal, he's somebody that can manipulate it, a drop of shoulder, and he's got a fantastic left foot where he can whip it in the top corner. Kind of like a Messi kind of player, but obviously not as good as Messi.
I don't think Messi is a good option to say right now, especially when it comes to Brazil. But quickly, not a good start for us in terms of prediction, but where do you think this one's going?
Well, you can't look past Brazil with the attacking flair they've got, and a bold move putting Coutinho deeper. You know, Coutinho won't relish that kind of role regards his defensive duties, but he's there for a reason, and he's there to provide these passes. So they are going for it, and with Brazil going out attacking wise, staying solid at the back, you'd expect them to score a goal for sure.